I'm Madhu Sharma and this is Design Mind. Every episode we teach your mind about design by analysing a website. In this episode of Design Mind, we are looking at the Dyson 360 iRobot website. It's a great example of how to create an engaging product page. However, as we will see, it also has one critical problem. Let's start with the positives. The page begins with a single slide that boldly displays the vacuum. There's also this bubble that contains a video of the product launch. This seems a bit of an afterthought. The page is clearly going for a clean and bold aesthetic, so placing this bubble here just adds clutter, especially as the launch clip doesn't hold any value for the user. Scroll down and we get the main part of the site. The product is dissected to show off all its features in great depth. Wonderful transition images are used as the user moves between the sections. The animations add a dramatic sense of flair and so maintain user interest. Each stage focuses on a particular feature of the product. There are also these plus buttons that offer video clips and full screen images, which allow for an even more in-depth look. Dissecting the product in this way adds a high value to the product. The design and layout of the page effectively allows the user to study the product in an almost scientific manner. This in turn communicates messages of superiority, as in real life we traditionally only place this much concentrated attention on items that are exceptional. Let's move on and analyse the navigation. The navigation consists of this right-hand pager. On the web, users tend to skim through pages until they find something that interests them. The navigation assists with this reading mode, as it lists the title of each section. To stop the navigation from taking up too much space, the titles are only displayed when hovering over the buttons. While it's cumbersome to have to hover over the buttons to view the titles, it's not too much of an issue, as this isn't the type of site where skim reading is vital. Most users will probably go through the site in order, rather than skipping to a specific section. Let's examine the site on mobile. Sadly on mobile, the dramatic animations are removed. This is probably a wise decision, as mobiles have slower processors and so won't be able to cope with the visuals. Aside from that, the mobile site works quite well. The bite-sized text sections are perfectly suited to smaller screens, and the excellent imagery helps to break things up and maintain interest in the experience. So, with all the positives out of the way, it's time to look at one critical flaw of the site. As lovely as the site is, it's not really suited to the product. The design takes its inspiration from this Apple Mac Pro page. Users purchase a Mac Pro because they want a high-spec machine. Here on the Apple site, the design works brilliantly, as it instantly satisfies the user's hunger for high specs and does so in a manner that has a high level of emotional engagement. The problem Dyson has is that people don't buy a vacuum based on specs. Even with a robotic vacuum, the main selling benefits are convenience, quality of cleaning, and ease of use. As lovely as the Dyson site is, it doesn't convey these benefits. Worse still, the design completely goes against people's aspirations, which place great value on a clean and neatly organised home. While the black colour styling is dramatic, it's completely the wrong atmosphere for suggesting cleanliness. The video does do a better job of showing an aspirational home, but the rest of the site should have followed this aesthetic, perhaps favouring neutral homely colours instead of the harsh black that they have used. In Dyson's defence, robotic vacuum cleaners do have a reputation of being terrible, so I guess you could make the argument that Dyson's decision to emphasise the technology allows them to indirectly convey the message that their vacuum cleaner actually does work. Then again, even if this was their intention, There is little justification to push this message in place of the more important values of cleanliness and convenience. Like Spider-Man always says, with great power comes great responsibility. The same applies when using Apple's design techniques. It has to be applied in a way that suits the product, or it will do more harm than good. Another problem with the site is that the images are slightly low res. This presumably has been done to keep the site loading times short. However, it does work against the messages of superiority, as the fuzziness makes it feel cheap. In conclusion, the Dyson site is an excellent example of how to create a compelling web experience. However, it also highlights the need to think about the messages a design adds. It's no good having a cool design if it squashes the benefits of a product. That's it for this episode of Design Mind. A new episode is released every Monday and Thursday. Find us on the web at www.designmind.info. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/designmindinfo. You can also find us on iTunes. We'd love it if you could leave us a review at any of these places. Until next time, happy designing!